the silence of the night, a secret to unfold. With pen in hand, I write the world I want to hold. Chaos breeds creation, a universe untold. In the pages of Tuck, a new reality takes hold.
All right, let's dive into something really wild, shall we?
Sounds good to me.
Chaos magic.
Yeah.
Based on what we've got here from Phillip Tuck's A Gateway to Chaos Magic. And let me tell you, this book, this is not your grandma's spell book.
Definitely not. It's a really interesting blend of like the eclectic and chaos magic principles, but it's all laid out in a way that's surprisingly practical.
It really is. I was surprised too.
Yeah.
And what I really appreciate is that Tuck, he's not just some, esoteric philosopher throwing around all this mystical jargon.
Right.
The guy's a magician, a hypnotist, even a life coach.
Yeah, he brings a real-world, results-oriented approach to magic, which I find really refreshing.
Yeah, you can tell that he's worked with a lot of people, helped them apply these concepts to their lives.
Definitely.
And, the structure of the book, I think, really helps with that.
Oh, absolutely.
It starts with this idea of the void as the source of creation, which we'll get into, but then he defines some key magical terms, and then he lays out this 6-step process for working magic.
It's like he's giving you a roadmap for navigating what seems like this totally chaotic world.
It does, right?
Yeah.
But he breaks it down in a way that just makes it feel a lot more accessible, even if you're, totally new to magic.
I think the structure is what makes it click for people,
Yeah, totally. So are you ready to kind of unlock your inner sorcerer?
I'm ready.
I think so too. All right. We're going to explore some really cool stuff today. Inner alchemy, Reiki for healing, chakra activation. We've even got a little guide to exorcism tucked away in here.
Oh, exciting.
Yeah. So buckle up. Things are about to get, well, a little magical.
A little bit, yeah.
Let's start with the void. I mean, this whole concept that everything arises from nothingness. It's a bit of a mind bender.
It is, I know, but it's absolutely fundamental to chaos magic.
Okay, so how do we wrap our heads around this?
Well, Tuck uses this great metaphor, and he describes the void as a sort of cosmic womb where thoughts actually become reality. So the power of our intention, our ability to visualize, these things become really important here.
So like manifestation, kind of.
In a way, yeah. It's like, imagine the void as a blank canvas and your thoughts and desires are the paint. You can, by focusing your energy and visualizing what you want, you can create your own reality.
Okay, so this is starting to sound like we have way more control over our lives than we might think.
Exactly.
I like that.
Which brings us to inner alchemy.
All right, break that down for me.
Okay, so inner alchemy is all about understanding and harnessing this universal energy that flows through everything.
Okay.
Including us.
All right.
Tuck actually makes a bold statement. He says that our bodies are thought forms.
Oh, wow.
Which means they can be manipulated through energy work. He provides specific exercises, too, like breathing techniques and energy drawing to help us tap into this power.
So are these exercises safe for everyone to try?
That's a great question, and I think it's important to note that the book really encourages readers to, modify them as needed to feel comfortable.
Okay, good.
There's no need to push yourself beyond your limits, and, if something feels off, just stop.
Safety first, for sure.
Yeah.
Now, speaking of energy work, let's talk about Reiki.
Okay.
So how does that fit into this whole chaos magic thing?
Well, it's actually a healing technique that channels universal energy to promote well-being.
Interesting. So you're not actually using your own energy, but acting as a conduit for this universal life force.
Precisely.
Okay, so how does it work?
Well, Tuck breaks it down into 4 steps. Cleansing, opening the energy channel, transferring energy, and then closing the channel.
So it sounds pretty straightforward, but is there a lot more to it?
There are definitely nuances and ethical considerations to keep in mind. So, anyone who's interested in practicing Reiki should definitely do their research.
Do your homework for sure.
Yes, definitely.
All right, now let's shift gears a little bit to those swirling vortexes of energy we call chakras.
Right.
Now, most people have probably heard of chakras, but how do they tie into chaos magic?
Yeah, that's a good question. So the book describes 7 main chakras, each associated with a color and a specific role in our physical, emotional, and spiritual well-being.
And how do we work with them?
Well, Tuck provides a really neat creative visualization exercise to help activate your chakras and manifest your goals.
I always love that.
Yeah, me too.
He doesn't just tell us about these concepts. He gives us the tools to actually work with them.
Exactly.
Now, all right, I want to move on to something a little different.
Sure.
Sympathetic magic. This is all about using objects to represent something else based on the like-for-like principle.
It's almost like using a map to navigate a city, you know?
Oh, okay. I like that analogy.
The book gives some really clear examples, like you might use a photograph to represent a person.
Okay.
Or you could use a key to symbolize opening opportunities.
So even seemingly mundane objects can be imbued with magical power.
Exactly.
I like it.
Which leads us to the core principles of chaos magic.
Okay, let's talk about chaos magic. Now, it's not about following a rigid set of rules, right?
Nope, not at all. It's about finding what works for you and discarding what doesn't.
So you don't have to believe in specific deities or adhere to strict dogma.
You could even believe in deities just for the duration of a ritual.
What?
Yeah.
Really?
The emphasis is on flexibility and personal empowerment.
So chaos magic is really about kind of forging your own path, isn't it?
It really is.
But, within this sort of flexible framework, is there a structure to how spells work?
There is, and the book explains how the energy generated during a ritual, it travels to the void and then returns with the desired outcome.
Okay, so it's like sending a request out into the universe and then waiting for it to come back.
Exactly.
I like it. So if we're working with the void, wouldn't it be helpful to be in an altered state of consciousness to access its power?
Absolutely. And that's where self-hypnosis comes in.
All right, I knew we'd get to hypnosis eventually. So how does self-hypnosis play a role?
Well, Tuck provides a simple induction process and even a script for astral projection.
Wait, astral projection? That sounds intense.
I know, right? But it can be a powerful technique for exploring different realms of consciousness. But, it's really important to approach it with respect and caution.
I'm just thinking that.
Yeah. And always prioritize your safety and personal comfort above all else.
Good advice. Now, we've covered a lot of ground here, from the void and inner alchemy to chakras and even a taste of sympathetic magic. But how do we actually put all of this knowledge together into a practical ritual?
Well, don't worry, Tuck has got us covered. He provides a clear 6-step framework that we can use as a starting point.
Okay, perfect. Let's break that down in the next part of our deep dive.
Hi, Pratis and Sorries. Here I came to you to explain why and what it's all about. It's not only about chaos magic, but in stages I will send a lot of videos about one or other subject until finish it. So someone who care about those books and search for information about it can learn or can have some information about it. So please follow up the channel here in the
Chaos Magic Time.
Welcome back to our deep dive into a gateway to chaos magic.
We're back and ready to get even more hands-on with this whole chaos magic thing.
Yeah, we just scratched the surface in the first part. And Tuck doesn't just leave us hanging with all these abstract concepts. He actually provides practical advice and techniques we can integrate into our everyday lives.
Like his tips for handling those energy vampires?
Oh, tell me about it.
The people who just suck the life force right out of you?
Those meetings or interactions that leave you feeling totally drained? Yeah.
I've definitely had a few of those.
Tuck suggests a simple but effective technique. Subtly cross your arms and legs.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, when you first encounter someone like that,
Okay.
it creates a sort of physical barrier,
Like putting up a little energetic shield.
Exactly. And I love that it's so discreet.
Right. No one even notices.
No, if you're dealing with a repeat offender.
Oh, you mean someone who just consistently drains your energy?
Yeah, those folks.
The chronic energy vampires.
He recommends carrying rose quartz.
Oh, I've heard of that.
Yeah, it's known for its protective and nurturing properties.
So it's not about blocking them out entirely,
No.
but more like redirecting their energy.
Precisely. Think of it as offering them a healthy snack.
Instead of letting them feast on your life force.
Exactly.
Good analogy.
Now let's talk about something that might sound a bit more traditional, holy water.
Holy water. In chaos magic. I'm intrigued.
You might think it's a little out of place, but remember, Tuck encourages us to use whatever works, regardless of the source.
Right. He's not bound by any specific tradition or dogma.
If a technique has power, why not use it, right?
Exactly. So how does holy water fit into this?
Well, sometimes we just need a little extra spiritual cleansing.
Or protection?
Exactly. And holy water can be a potent tool for that.
Okay, but how do you even make holy water?
Well, Tuck actually gives detailed instructions
Oh, wow.
consecrating salt and exorcising water to create holy water.
For purification and protection.
Precisely.
So it's like you're imbuing the water with a specific intention.
Absolutely.
Okay, now speaking of banishing negativity,
Yeah,
Tuck even includes a basic guide to exorcism,
he does.
which is pretty wild, and you'll never guess his go-to tool.
What is it?
Don't tell me it's sage. Nope. Crystals.
Oh,
Okay, I give up. What is it?
the Lord's Prayer.
No way! That's so unexpected coming from a chaos magician.
I know, right? But Tuck emphasizes that the key is genuine belief.
So it's not just about the words themselves, but the energy and intention behind them.
Exactly.
Okay, so even the simplest tools can be incredibly potent if used with the right mindset.
Absolutely. And that ties back to the importance of action in chaos magic.
Okay, so it's not just about sitting in a dark room, lighting candles, and chanting spells.
No, it's about taking those magical principles and actually applying them to your real life.
So aligning your thoughts, emotions, and actions with your desires.
Exactly. Think of magic as a way to sort of tip the scales of probability in your favor.
Ooh, I like that.
It can increase your chances of success, but it doesn't guarantee it.
So if you want to manifest your dream job, don't just cast a spell.
Right.
Polish up that resume. Practice those interview skills.
And network like crazy.
Magic can amplify your efforts, but it's not a substitute for hard work.
Exactly. And Tuck actually highlights this when he talks about probability.
Right.
He reminds us that magic can influence outcomes but can't completely control them.
So even if you use magic to increase your chances of winning the lottery.
You still got to buy a ticket.
Right. And the odds are still pretty slim.
It's about understanding that magic operates within the realm of possibilities, not certainties.
It can nudge us in the right direction, but we still have to take those steps to get there.
Absolutely.
Now, let's talk about a key element of chaos magic.
Okay.
Sigils.
Those powerful symbols that represent our intentions.
Like a visual representation of our desires, charged with our energy and then activated to bring our goals into reality.
Exactly. And the creation process involves distilling your intention down to its essence.
Right.
And transforming those letters into a unique symbol.
It's almost like creating your own personal code for the universe to decipher.
That's a great way to put it.
And then comes the activation, right?
Yes.
Tuck mentions techniques like burning, anointing, and even using kinetic energy.
The emphasis is on experimentation.
Finding what works best for you.
What feels most powerful and resonant with your own energy.
So there's no one-size-fits-all approach to working with sigils.
Just like there's no one right way to practice chaos magic,
It's a personal journey of discovery and exploration.
where each individual finds their own path to power.
Okay, before we wrap up this part of our deep dive,
Yeah.
let's touch on the 5 models of magic that Tuck explores.
All right.
The spirit model, the energy model, the psychological model.
The information model and the meta model.
Each model provides a different lens through which we can understand those mechanisms of magic.
They offer a framework for how magic might work.
But Tuck ultimately emphasizes the interconnectedness of these approaches.
He seems to lean towards the meta model,
Right. Suggesting that these models aren't mutually exclusive.
but can be used in conjunction with one another.
It's about finding the approach that resonates most with you and your understanding of how magic operates.
Exactly.
That's a great segue into the final part of our exploration.
Where we'll bring all of these threads together and leave you with some powerful insights from Tuck's A Gateway to Chaos Magic.
Greetings, everyone. I need to ask for your understanding because making one video in English and another in Portuguese every day is very complicated, especially because the power is very unstable here where I am in Campos do Jordão. Given this situation, I am forced to make only one video a day, Monday, Wednesday and Saturday in English, while on Tuesdays, Thursdays and Sundays I will make them in Portuguese. I am sorry that I cannot offer the same videos more consistently, but the The simultaneous execution of other projects require this, and I cannot handle everything at the same time alone. If this bothers you, leave your comments below so that I can find another alternative that may be more interesting for everyone. After all, it seems that it is unfeasible, even for you viewers, to see a different video every day given the increasing drop in views, the more I insist on making one video a day. Well, the most important thing is for you to give your opinion in the comments, knowing that next Monday the videos in Portuguese will start a new cycle, leaving the sequence of videos of works related to the Necronomicon. Hugs. Bye.
And we're back, ready to wrap up our deep dive into the world of chaos magic.
This has been a really cool exploration, hasn't it?
It has. We've journeyed from the void to chakras, sigils, even exorcism. Phillip Tux, a gateway to chaos magic, has been our trusty guide.
And you know, what struck me is how empowering this whole system is.
It really is. It's not about blindly following rules, right? It's about you taking control, creating the life you desire.
Exactly. Chaos magic, it's about flexibility, experimentation, intuition.
Trusting your gut and figuring out what works for you.
Absolutely. And one of the biggest takeaways, I think, is that magic, it's not about passive wishing, it's about action.
Aligning your thoughts, your emotions, your actions with what you want to achieve.
It's about tapping into that universal power to manifest those goals, but not about trying to force things to happen.
Right. Okay, so let's recap a bit. We started with the void, this infinite source of creation.
And we learned how to harness that energy, right, through intention and visualization.
Then we went into inner alchemy, figuring out how to manipulate and direct that universal energy that flows through all of us.
And we explored techniques like breathing exercises and energy drawing.
Oh, we talked about Reiki, acting as a conduit for universal energy.
And we can't forget those swirling energy centers, the chakras, activating them to enhance different areas of our lives.
Sympathetic magic that offered some practical ways to influence our reality.
Using objects to represent outcomes or people.
And then, of course, we have the sigils, these powerful symbols that focus our intention to bring our desires into being.
It's really fascinating how all these practices, seemingly so different, come together.
Yeah, this whole system, a cohesive system.
And the overarching message from the book, it's that magic is most powerful when it's combined with action.
You got to walk the walk, right?
Take those magical principles and apply them. It's not a replacement for hard work, but it can help amplify your efforts.
Tilting the scales of probability in your favor.
Exactly. Now, as we reach the end of our depth dive, I want to leave you with a question. What areas of your life could use a touch of chaos magic?
Are you feeling stuck? Searching for a creative spark? Maybe you're looking for a deeper connection.
Chaos magic invites you to embrace the unknown, to step outside your comfort zone, explore those infinite possibilities.
Remember, folks, this has been just a glimpse into chaos magic. If you're ready to dive deeper, check out Phillip Tux, A Gateway to Chaos Magic.
It's a practical and inspiring guide that can help you unlock your full potential.
Experiment, embrace the chaos. You might be surprised by what you discover.
Absolutely.
That's all for today, folks. Until next time, keep diving deep and keep seeking those aha moments.
Energy flows through the hands I heal. In the circle I create,